told myself that there was going to be a little changes for the upcoming year to the channel. Bring new segments back that I forgot about, or not forgot about, just put on the side. It was like, okay, when I make the time, I'll bring it back. One of the segments, guys, that some, not all, but some people wanted me to bring back was a segment I did way back in the day. I had another channel where it was called Realtalk. It was a segment where your alpha lets down every barrier, every wall, every defense in his being, and breaks down situations that happened to me in my life with a message and advice to it. And people enjoyed the stories that I told. It helped a lot of people, and I was okay. But after a while, I was like, you know what? I shouldn't be doing that too much. You know, that's not what the channel was about, in a sense. But now is the time, clearly, to bring Real Talk back. So, what is about to happen right now, PAC members, is your alpha is about to get real, about to get gritty, and viewer discretion is advised. So if you do not want to listen, you do not want to hear this, do yourselves a favor and turn this video off right now, because I'm about to get real sick. I'm getting a little emotional, but I'm about to get real. So I'm giving you 5 seconds. 5 to turn it off. You will hear no background music. As you probably saw, there was no intro, no nothing. This was just a real, straight, nitty-gritty video coming to you live right now. So you got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. The rest of you who want to hear me, all right. Here we go. So, this year has started off with quite a bang, in a sense, and not a good bang, in a terrible bang. Yesterday we saw extremists. No, fuck that. Okay. These news reporters calling them extremists. No, they weren't extremists. These were domestic terrorists. And that's what they should be. And they should be charged as domestic terrorists. And they should be putting their asses in federal jail for the Domestic Terrorist Act. Fuck that. Alright? Let's get that right out the way. So we saw a bunch of Kool-Aid drinking assholes storm the Senate Capitol. When's the last time we saw that happen? Well, if you know your history, then you know that it happened back in 1814 or 12. And the last time that happened was when the British did it. The War of 1812. Yeah. So, these Kool-Aid drinking assholes are butthurt because their leader, their sovereign, their deity lost. And I'll get to that fool too real quick too. I'm gonna get to him too. But I'm gonna keep it with the Kool-Aid drinking assholes. So they storm and break into the Senate and raise a muck and do what they feel is necessary to fight the good fight, right? That's what it was. That's what it was. No, all it was just showcasing the supreme white privilege of this country. Yeah, that's all it was. That's exactly what it was. Because once again, proven fact, and I don't give a damn who says anything right now. Those were black and brown people doing that. That whole Capitol staircase would have been ruined with blood. And you know for a fact that would have happened. I try not to talk politics on the channel too much. I just recently did a Q&A last night, and somebody asked about politics, and I tell my politics to stay off this channel because that's not what it's about. But when I see shit like that, this country is already divided as enough as it is, and now we're seeing more of that division, and it's tiring. It's tiring. I was recently started listening to Childish Gambino, This Is America. Because that's exactly what I was feeling when I was seeing this. Now let's not get it twisted and say they were all white. Majority of them were. But there were a couple of blacks in there. I seen the photos. I see, and those are the people who just stuck in their mind and drinking that Trump Kool-Aid. They're sheep. Sheep. And he's no better than them. Because he can't, in his 70-plus-year-old childish mind, can't get over the fact that he lost. He lost. So he's doing everything he can. And you know why he's doing that shit? You know why? Because he knows after his term is up, his ass is in fucking danger. That's why. See, he needs it. But his sheep will do anything. He says jump, they'll say bow, how high? How high, sir? He says kiss my ass, they'll say which cheek, left or right? He says suck my dick, and they'll say you want it fast or you want it slow, sir. Sheep. Goddamn sheep. And yesterday was a good example of that. But yesterday was also a true showing of domestic terrorism at its finest. And I hate to use that word finest, but exactly what it is. These newspapers calling them extremists, fuck that. Okay? You talk that was a peaceful protest? My ass. Nobody who has good sense in their mind should look at that anything more than domestic terrorism. That's all. Nobody in their right mind should look at anything less and say, these people need to be fucking put in jail. And locked up, throwing away the key for inciting riots. This country's been bad enough as this country is not as good or tremendous as people want you to believe. See, so this is what it is, right? Make America great, right? Damn sheep. That's all it is. That's all they are. Sheep. And then he's got the nerve to come on and say we want peace and this and that, but then easily slit that what happened with the election was a travesty. He tries to throw his little sense of like this happened BS into it. And his family, his kids are no better. They're no better. Americans make me proud. Make us proud. All I saw was a bunch of marks, a bunch of idiots, sheep, Kool-Aid drinking, what did Pink say? Kool-Aid drinking assholes, I believe. Because that's all they are. Because they're so butthurt that their leader lost. One man's worth. And he's not one of them. But in their eyes, yeah, it was worth the good fight. The good fight. You know what's a good fight? You know what was a good fight? When we came together to stop guys like Adolf Hitler. This country came together to stop Adolf Hitler, Mussolini, Stalin, monsters, George. I can keep going on. But nowadays, the monsters are getting a little hard to identify now because they know how to blend in. I can't believe that one person, one man, has the power to incite such turmoil. A man who had no political background. A man who has no experience whatsoever. Incite so much. And the sovereign government take blame too. Because you kind of allowed this. You allowed this. This man was not fit to be leader. He was not fit for anything. But instead, you allow him to do whatever he wants. This is the same guy who looked at what happened in Charlottesville and said there was wrong on both sides. Both sides. That will always be embedded in my head when I heard him say that. Both sides? What I saw was peaceful protesting, and then I saw some asshole hit a woman with a car. I saw some assholes beat a young black boy to death, nearly to death, with baseball bats. That's what I saw. Peaceful? Both sides wrong? Fuck you. Yesterday was just a clear-cut example that it is a festering buildup of anger, and if these officials don't exterminate it, my second biggest fear is gonna come true. We're gonna get another fucking civil war, and there's gonna be turmoil on both sides. And I don't care if you're black, you're white, you're indigenous, you're Asian, it don't matter to me. People are gonna get hurt. And they're gonna get hurt if you don't extinguish this built up fire real quick before it roars out. And I said another biggest fear. This was a fear. This was a fear for me. A fear that I felt was going to happen. The fear of there were going to be those loyalist sheep who were so pissed off and so angry that their beloved leader lost. And why am I kind of making fun of? Because that's exactly what I need to make fun of them. Because they're sheep. Sheep. Following their shepherd. Their shepherd happens to be probably another person I don't wish harm on, but I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of. People were hurt. People, there was a death. And more importantly, you had people inside that building making a muck, stealing, looting. And there's people in there taking pictures of this. And I'm not even going to go there right now. If you enjoyed what you saw, you're part of that problem. If you, in this country, enjoyed what you saw, leave. Now, I can't speak for everybody. I'm speaking for myself. January 20th can't come any sooner. Because I want him going. I want it. But I'm scared that even when he's gone, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Because no matter what, these sheep, these people are going to be attached to everything like the fucking plague. And we know what happened with the bubonic plague, right? Yeah. They're going to be like smallpox. But hopefully, like smallpox, they're going to be fucking eradicated and humbled and learned and realize, and hopefully they and realize that why was I so stupid? They're probably never going to. I hope they do. You know, people say, you know, why should we care voting? I mean, it's never going to change. Nothing's going to change. You know, my grandfather once said to me, and my dad, you know, there's a matter of voting, especially for people who look like me. Because people who look like me, we were never allowed to vote. People who were the opposite sex, like me, were not allowed to vote. So it's important. Stand with the strong, but also give your vote for those who couldn't. Right? Yesterday was a dark day. And it's gonna linger. It's gonna linger, but it was it's one of the fears that I had. It was one of the fears I had when the election wasn't going his way. But he needs to realize that you lost. You lost. You listening? Or are you just getting senile now in your old age now? That's probably what it is. You never were fit to lead this country. You never were. I've never seen so much turmoil from one presidency and one man in my life. And I've been through 5 presidencies in my life. Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, and now you. It's just stupidness. And there's people probably here who's gonna sit there and think this was great. They were fighting for their what? Fighting for what? You tell me who they were fighting for. Tell me. I want to know. I really want to know. Who were they fighting for? Who? Nothing. A nothing. That's what they were fighting for. They just wanted to make some sort of statement. And I throw back that once again. What statement? Face facts, you sheep. Face facts. Your boy wasn't ready, and he wasn't worthy. And you, all of you, who followed that asshole, need to realize that you made a fucking big mistake. Good riddance to bad rubbish.